What happens when a flawless system suddenly shatters? The year is 1200 BC. The late Bronze Age Mediterranean is a hyper-connected machine. From Egypt to Afghanistan, a massive globalized economy operates with staggering and perfectly optimized precision. We think of these ancient empires as isolated, but they were deeply entangled dependency stacks. Look at this bustling trade hub. Every kingdom relies upon exact, just-in-time supply chains. It generated unprecedented wealth. But within decades, this entire thriving civilization completely and utterly collapsed. It was not a slow decline, a catastrophic, simultaneous system failure across the known world. Why did it happen? Because they built the exact same brittle architecture you build today. Let us look closely at the evidence. I am holding an artifact of ultimate failure. This is an ancient clay tablet from the archives of the wealthy city of Ugarit. It records the frantic final dispatches of desperate administrators watching their entire global world burn. They were begging for basic supplies. Their perfectly optimized supply chains had suddenly, violently snapped. To make bronze, you need copper from Cyprus and rare tin from very distant Afghanistan. Two highly specialized components forged together. It is the ancient equivalent of a modern microchip. If one node in that massive network fails, the entire production line simply halts immediately. They had optimized away all their operational slack to maximize their immediate, daily economic efficiency. This reveals a counterintuitive truth about complex systems that smart tech professionals completely ignore today. Extreme interconnectedness and hyper-specialization generate massive wealth, but they are precise and fatal architectural flaws. They guarantee eventual catastrophic collapse. Let us observe the famous invasion of the Sea Peoples. Historians often blame these mysterious raiders for destroying the Bronze Age, but they are wrong. The Sea Peoples were merely localized catalysts. They exposed a system with zero operational slack. When you have zero redundancy, a minor disruption cascades into total and irreversible systemic paralysis. Now let us bridge this directly to your modern artificial intelligence and business tech infrastructure. Modern tech ecosystems perfectly mirror this brittle late Bronze Age architecture in every single way. We rely heavily on a hyper-concentrated, deeply entangled dependency stack that is actually terrifyingly fragile. Think about TSMC fabrication plants in Taiwan, or highly centralized large language model API endpoints. You are building the modern equivalent of the copper and tin trade routes right now. A minor cloud zone outage today is the exact equivalent of a blocked ancient port. An API deprecation cascades into global tech paralysis because you have aggressively eliminated your backups. I call this the efficiency trap. It is a cognitive bias that destroys smart companies. Modern founders and product managers unknowingly introduce fatal systemic brittleness into their core business architecture. They measure success through the aggressive elimination of all operational redundancies and localized system inefficiencies. I know this because I fell into this exact trap with my second major startup. I optimized our server architecture to run at 99% capacity to save venture capital. We look like geniuses on paper. Then AWS US East had a minor 20-minute regional hiccup. Because I had zero systemic slack, that 20-minute hiccup permanently corrupted our entire primary database. We lost 3 weeks of user data, and we nearly bankrupted the entire company overnight. I was the architect of my own Bronze Age collapse. I worshipped at the altar of perfect efficiency. But perfect efficiency is the absolute enemy of long-term survival. Let us look back at the scribes of Ugarit. They carefully recorded their own doom. They could not adapt because their entire society was hard-coded for a perfectly stable environment. When the environment changed, their hyper-optimized machines simply shattered like glass under a heavy hammer. So what is the ultimate framework to protect your tech ecosystem from this historical pattern? It is a concept I call systemic slack. It is uncomfortable, but it is necessary. The most resilient tech companies intentionally under-optimize their architecture to survive massive and unexpected macroeconomic shocks. They accept higher daily operational costs to maintain the inefficient, localized backups that guarantee survival. You must build shock absorbers into your system. Redundancy is not waste, it is insurance. If your startup relies on a single AI provider, you are structurally identical to Ugarit. You are waiting for your own Sea Peoples to arrive and disrupt your fragile API. A resilient system can lose a node, route around the damage, and continue to function. An efficient system loses a node and immediately collapses into a cascade of fatal errors. Look at the physical artifacts of resilience. The Romans built arches that could shift slightly. They understood that rigidity leads to structural failure when the earth inevitably begins to shake. You must apply this principle to your cognitive architecture and your engineering teams right now. Do not reward managers who run their teams at 100% utilization every day. A team with no slack cannot respond to a sudden crisis or pivot their strategy. They will burn out and break, just like a brittle supply chain of ancient copper. As a pattern diagnostician, I see this fatal zero-redundancy architecture everywhere in modern Silicon Valley. We are celebrating our immense wealth while ignoring the fundamental fragility of our underlying infrastructure. We are trading our long-term existence for a brief, temporary spike in quarterly profit margins. Think about the systemic architecture of your own family. Do you have sufficient emotional slack? If one partner loses a job, does the entire household system immediately face catastrophic collapse? Or have you built inefficient, localized reserves of capital and patience to weather the storm? The rules of the late Bronze Age apply to your servers and to your marriage. Let us return to the ruins of Ugarit, the ashes of a hyper-optimized, failed civilization. They did not fail because they were primitive. They failed because they were too advanced. They were too tightly coupled. They forgot that the world is chaotic and highly unpredictable. Your job as a leader is not to eliminate all friction from your business model. Your job is to decide exactly where friction needs to exist to prevent a collapse. You must become the guardian of strategic inefficiency. Defend your slack against the optimization zealots. When the board demands perfect utilization, you must show them these broken ancient clay tablets. Remind them that the pursuit of perfect efficiency is a guaranteed suicide pact with reality. The next time you review your system architecture, look for the hidden dependencies and bottlenecks. Ask yourself, what happens when the tin stops flowing from the mountains of distant Afghanistan? What happens when the primary server farm goes dark and the backup is not localized? If your answer is that the system halts, you are already living in the past. You are a Bronze Age administrator waiting for the fire to consume your beautiful archives. Build the systemic slack today. Accept the cost. It is the only way to survive. Look closely at your own ecosystem. Where is your fatal zero-redundancy flaw hiding right now? Are you prepared for the inevitable disruption? Or are you just perfectly optimized for yesterday? Tell me in the comments, where are you intentionally maintaining inefficiency to protect your future?